Aaron Rodgers is the most valuable player in the entire NFL. I kind of think that it's been that way for about the past decade. Around the last 8 to 9, 10 years, I think it's fair to say that Aaron Rodgers has been the most valuable player in all of football. And look, this year Aaron Rodgers is on a very good team. He has a pretty good roster. I do think Green Bay has a chance to definitely win the Super Bowl, but for the most part, throughout Aaron Rodgers' prime and throughout his time in Green Bay, it hasn't always been smooth sailing for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. And I think that we fail to realize how many times Aaron Rodgers elevated the Green Bay Packers to heights they probably should not have reached. I mean, think about it, people. Back in 2011, the Green Bay Packers went 15-1 despite having the 32nd ranked total defense. Think about that. The 36th ranked total defense, Aaron Rodgers, he scores a bunch of points. He puts the team on his back week after week, has one of the best MVP seasons of all time, goes 15-1. Bad defense doesn't matter. In 2009 and 2012, he was the most sacked quarterback in the entire NFL. He still found a way to win 11 games in both seasons. So Aaron Rodgers, if he's the most sacked quarterback in the entire NFL, he can get you to 11 wins. He can still get you to the playoffs. Okay? In 2013, when he tears his collarbone, people thought the Packers were down and out. They were awful without Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, he comes back in week 17. He really speeds up his recovery. He plays, with probably about 80. He probably plays around about 75 to 80%, and he goes on the road and beats the Chicago Bears and gets the Green Bay Packers to the playoffs. Anyone remember 2016, the year where Ty Montgomery was the Green Bay Packers' best running back? He actually was a wide receiver on the team that converted to running back. So Aaron Rodgers was out there with a running back that was wearing number 88. The guy is not your traditional running back. The team had no run game. Mike McCarthy's offense continued to be stale. The team was awful. There was no run game. There was no defense in 2016. And Aaron Rodgers, he leads them all the way to the NFC title game. Remember when Aaron Rodgers, said relax when the Packers were struggling, and he just reeled off 40 touchdown passes, led the entire NFL, just dragged a sorry Packers team to the playoffs, was able to win the division, beat the Giants in the playoffs, beat the Cowboys in the playoffs, and of course, he lost to the Falcons in the NFC title game, but guess what? The team shouldn't have been there in the first place, people. And last year, Aaron Rodgers, in his first year, in a whole new system, with a first-year head coach, Matt LaFleur, he drags the Green Bay Packers to a 13-3 record and one game away from the Super Bowl, despite not having a whole lot of weapons on offense. Okay, I'm sorry, but outside of Devontae Adams, if you take him away from the Green Bay Packers wide receiver core right now, it is a bottom 5 wide receiver core in the entire NFL. Is any defensive coordinator scared of Alan Lazard, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Robert Tonyan? Come on, people. And everyone wants to talk about, the Packers. How are they winning all these close games? How are they doing it? They win the close games because of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, he's so great. And like I said, where were the offensive weapons? It doesn't matter. Aaron Rodgers, even when he doesn't have his best stuff, he still can find a way to get your team to an NFC title game in a down season. Aaron Rodgers, we're talking about a guy that is going to throw anywhere from 4,000 yards to 26 touchdowns to about 4 interceptions in a down year. That was a down year for Aaron Rodgers. And in year number 13, despite being 37 years old, Aaron Rodgers is on pace to set a career high in touchdown passes and more than likely is going to win the 2020 NFL MVP, okay? And last year, it was pretty clear in the NFC title game, the Green Bay Packers were not close to the San Francisco 49ers. And what do the Green Bay Packers do? Do they get Aaron Rodgers an extra offensive weapon? Do they get him some extra help on defense? No. They don't do any of those things. They draft a quarterback in the first round to try to replace Aaron Rodgers. But did Aaron Rodgers fold? Did he lay down and say, oh, woe is me, the team will never support me? Did he fold like Carson Wentz when Jalen Hurts was selected in the second round of the 2020 draft? Remember when Jalen Hurts was selected and Carson Wentz this season just looked complete garbage? He went to the tank. He emotionally could not take the beating. Did Aaron Rodgers fold like that? No. Aaron Rodgers came out and said, hey, guess what, Green Bay Packers organization? Screw you. I ain't going anywhere. I've always said from about early 2011 to early 2017, about a 6-year stretch, about a 6 or 7 year stretch, I felt that Aaron Rodgers was the best quarterback in all of football and arguably the most valuable quarterback in all of football. And what do I mean by most valuable? What does the most valuable player really truly mean? The most valuable player to me is a player that who contributes the most to his or her team's success. Most valuable means something that cannot be replaced. And the three most valuable players in the entire NFL to me personally are number 1, Aaron Rodgers, number 2, Deshaun Watson, and number 3, Russell Wilson. I know that Aaron Donald's very valuable. I know Tyreek Hill is very valuable, but I decided to roll with the quarterbacks because, well, they got to score the points. They're the leaders. They're the guys that throw the passes. So I roll with 3 quarterbacks that really just mean everything to their franchises, you know. And why do I give Aaron Rodgers the edge over Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson? For one, he's flat out better than both of them. I love Russell Wilson, but to me, Aaron Rodgers is flat out better. Did we not see Aaron Rodgers outplay Russell Wilson in the playoffs last year? Aaron Rodgers at his best and at his worst is better than Russell Wilson. He can make certain throws that even Russell Wilson could only dream of making. And Deshaun Watson, he's great, but not quite as accurate, not quite as precise, not quite as good as Aaron Rodgers when Aaron Rodgers is at his best and at his worst compared to one Deshaun Watson, okay? So he's just better than them both, first of all. And here's the thing, people. Aaron Rodgers plays in the small market that is Green Bay, Wisconsin, a place that does not attract free agents. So what does that mean? That means the Green Bay Packers organization has to hit on draft picks because, let's be real, people, if you have a choice to go to play in Atlanta, Georgia, or Houston, Texas, or Dallas, Texas, or, I don't know, Las Vegas with the Raiders, and you're weighing your options and the Green Bay Packers are on your list, of course you want to go to a good team, but the average NFL player is going to want to play and live in Las Vegas, Nevada, or in Los Angeles, California, as opposed to Cheesehead land that is Green Bay, Wisconsin. Green Bay's a turnoff for free agents, okay? And the Green Bay Packers have to make sure that they draft players because they cannot go out there and sign a bunch of free agents because, well, teams are just not super interested in coming to Green Bay, Wisconsin as opposed to other big-time markets. And listen, people, the fact of the matter is Green Bay, most of the time, they don't even try to go after free agents. They just refuse to go after free agents, okay? I don't know what it is. And I say that that's significant because when you're relying on a bunch of draft picks, these are guys that could be hit or miss players. Folks, the average NFL career is 3.3 years, okay? So Aaron Rodgers, he can't just go to an owner and say, hey, you know, owner of the Green Bay Packers, go give me a star left tackle. Go give me a star defensive end to help me get the ball back. Go get me Khalil Mack. Go give me these star level players because, well, the Packers, they don't have an owner. They don't have an owner, okay? And when you talk about Seattle, at least they can trade for Jamal Adams. At least they can go out and get a guy like Carlos Dunlap. I'm not saying Green Bay can't do that, but either they're unwilling to do it or players just don't want to play there, okay? Because Green Bay, they don't spend money on free agents. They don't make big-time trades. They are one of the most frugal organizations I've ever seen. It is mind-boggling to me how the Green Bay Packers organization, time in and time out, fails to get star-level players around Aaron Rodgers. And he's had to work with a lot of just men, you know, second and third and fourth round receivers, very marginal running backs, offensive linemen that aren't top of the level picks, defenses that aren't very good. He's had to carry a bunch of bad coaching staffs. And to keep this in mind, people, over the last 15 years, do you know how many first round picks the Green Bay Packers have spent on offense? They spent one first round pick on offense. Jordan Love. They selected him to try to replace Aaron Rodgers. You would think to yourself, oh, well, if they're not drafting offensive players in the draft or in the first round, well, the defense must be so really good. The defense must be elite because they're spending all their picks on defense, right? Well, in the playoffs, in Aaron Rodgers' 8 career losses, the defense is giving up 36 points per game. Folks, it's not even close. Don't give me Tom Brady. He's had Bill Belichick, an all-time head coach. He's had great offensive lines. He's had a great system put in place. He's had a great culture in New England. He's had much better defenses to work with. You know, the Patriots have not solely relied upon Tom Brady's greatness. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, the Green Bay Packers, they could barely beat the 0-16 Cleveland Browns. Remember when the Cleveland Browns went 0-16 a couple of years ago and Aaron Rodgers didn't play in that game? The Packers barely beat the 0-16 Cleveland Browns. If you take Aaron Rodgers away from the Green Bay Packers, it's a 4-win football team. I guarantee you it, okay? If you take Patrick Mahomes away from the Kansas City Chiefs, they can still win games. They won 12 games before Patrick Mahomes got there with Alex Smith. I'm just saying, people, in reality, people, Aaron Rodgers is by far and away the most valuable player in the entire NFL. He's still an elite quarterback, and I don't think that should be up for debate. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.